let me just show you what I would do, or what I am doing. Sorry. Let me show you what I am doing in Bowling Green. Desktop number 1. First thing I'm doing, by the way, this is the absolute, everybody needs to do this if you haven't already. You need to start getting in the game with people that are in there. Bowling Green, meetup. Every city has a meetup. Look at this, 35 members. I'm going to join this group. There may be, your sponsor may be in this group. Your boots on the ground may be in this group. Somebody you know that wants to be a part of this deal may come from this group. You never know. Listen, people, when I moved to Nashville, Tennessee, I didn't know a soul when I moved here. I didn't like the market I was in, packed up and moved. Didn't know a single person here when I got here 4 years ago. The second night I was here, I went to the Real Estate Investors in Nashville meetup. That second night I was here. And I sat in the back of the room. I got a pulse of the room. The next week I went, started moving, making my way up and building relationships. Building your team this day should just be called building relationships, because that is a huge part of the commercial space and multifamily, because it takes a team to get it done. So I'm going there. What else am I doing? I'm going to go to Facebook, and I'm going to go to, let's see what else we got here. Bowling Green. Let me see. Bowling Green investor multifamily. And I'm going to see what else is on Facebook. You guys, Facebook groups are powerful. I mean, look at the group you're in right now. Investor Property Management. Yes, please. I'll go in there. Where are they at? Oh, in Bowling Green, and it's a property management firm. We're going to call them. That's awesome. I'm going to call them. So that's just 2 things I just did in 2 seconds that you guys can do. Become a member of a meetup and start to get active in there, and also look at some of the Facebook pages. I just found a property manager by typing in something, and we're going to call that property manager. We're going to call that property manager here in a little bit, as well as a couple others, because those are the 2 big ones, guys: property manager and financing. So I want you guys to let me call this lender, and I think this is going to be valuable for everybody. Multifamily investing is a team sport. That is absolutely correct. I have a couple of questions that I have typed out for this lender. And I think, I'm going to ask him, what do you look for and how do you evaluate a borrower? So somebody who's new, what do you look for and how do you evaluate a deal? What do they need to be prepared with when they bring a deal to you as a community bank? And then maybe I'll ask about like a typical timeline and process that people can expect right now in this financing, in the financing space. I think that'll be really helpful. That's why I elected to do it. So let's give him a call. You think that would be helpful, is talk to a lender on commercial? A lot of people have hard money lenders, and I'm just doing it. I think it's going to be valuable. So I'm doing it. I don't know why. Matt.
Hey, Chad.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Hey, doing all right.
Good. Hey, I'm live in front of a big crowd.
I like it.
And the big crowd, the goal here is to get these people into commercial real estate. Some of them, it's all sorts of experience level. So we have some greener investors with no units. We have some people with some single family rentals that are looking to make the jump, and then we have some people that are just probably already got some units that want to scale and grow. So
okay, great.
Would love to. I'm gonna peg you with a few questions.
Sure.
That I think a lot of them would probably have.
Excellent.
Cool.
Fire away.
All right. So I think the first one that people are going to be wanting to understand is, when somebody comes to you that you haven't worked with,
right?
What do you look for from them as the borrower? And then I'll ask you about what do you look for and how do you evaluate the deal? But what do you look for from them as the borrower, like somebody just completely fresh that's calling you that needs a loan on an apartment building?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, I think there can't be too much information because a lot of times we are basing our terms and our approval based off the strength of the borrower, right? So, at a very minimum, we would need a personal financial statement that's, pretty current. And then if we can get a year or two worth of tax returns, that helps as well. Because we do get a lot of, hey, what's your rate? And, in the commercial world, I mean, that works in the residential world where they've got a rate sheet, and if you're a 720 plus or whatever it is, they quote you a rate. We really don't do that, and I can't speak for all lenders, but here we may be a little old fashioned, but I do like it where we don't necessarily have like a matrix, right? So we're basing a lot of this off what's your liquidity and what's your debt service coverage ratio. How does the apartment flow? But the more information, the better we can get on you personally.
Yeah.
That answers the question.
Sure. And so you're also saying they need to be, obviously prepared with the numbers from the deal too, and have all that stuff figured out and come to you kind of with, hey, this is the game plan for the property as well.
Yes. Yeah, that helps. Yeah. And one thing to hit on too, and I see this all the time, is, we'll get some guys buying some apartments or industrial, commercial, whatever it is. And, let's say the down payment is, $1 million or whatever it is, whatever 25% is. And maybe combined, they're showing 700,000, so there's obvious questions that we're going to have, like, well, where's the money coming from? Right. Or if it's one person, your down payment's 500,000, you're showing you've got 250 in a checking account. Well, where's the money coming from?
Yeah.
What if you have half the ACs go out? Do you have money for reserves? So we typically, not always up front, but we do like to verify liquidity. And, we're pretty, it's just simple stuff. Like we'll allow just like a screenshot, or, we don't need 60 pages of your, Charles Schwab statement if you want to send the first page with your balances or your checking account, something like that. But just so I can tell the story, hey, this is where the cash is coming from, or they're raising money. That's fine. I think some investors think, well, I don't know if we should tell them we're raising it. That's fine. I mean, we want to know, we're buying this property with you essentially, right? So we just want to know where it's all coming from, even if the seller held second. I mean, it's just got to pass the sniff test up front.
Sure.
Right. Yeah. So anything that you're looking at, we want to see as well.
And I think you kind of hit the nail on the head too, is like, you're part of the team, right? The bank is on your team. And that's where I think a lot of people kind of, they may misguide that and then think the bank is, against them or trying to kill the deal. The bank's on your team. Right. And so, and then also, I think so for some people, that might be listening, they're like, well, I don't have 500,000 liquid. And that's where like guarantors and sponsors come in, which is, again, what we're talking about today is building relationships. But if you have a good deal, it's, I don't want to say it's simple, but if you have a good deal, like the guarantor and the sponsor is not very hard to find. I think you have a lot of your loans that have, a guy like me, when I first called you, that needed a guarantor. And that's okay, right? A guarantor or a sponsor on those.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, far and away, the large majority of our deals are joint and several, right? I mean, we don't do a whole lot of non-recourse. We can, but with this type of financing where we're pretty heavy at multifamily, we'll do some pro rata here and there, but, far and away, it's, your neck's on the line. Right. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be personal guarantees for everybody, 100%, especially if it's value add or any type of construction. There are very, very few institutions out there that's going to do any type of non-recourse. So we want to understand you. Now, I know sometimes that's tough for maybe very seasoned investors that are used to like agency financing, or non-recourse, where they're like, well, why do you want to see my rent roll? Why do you want to see this or that? Because, we are doing recourse type of financing.
Yeah. And we actually just discussed the difference between the recourse and non-recourse in the Fannie Freddie that is on agency, that is for a little bit bigger, more stabilized assets where they can go get the non-recourse debt. And then, so what is a typical timeline, and what's a typical timeline and process for a loan to be approved? Like somebody comes to you, they have the guarantor, they have the deal. Like, walk me through what happens when they submit, like all that stuff. They have their personal financial statement, they have the deal. What's that typical timeline and process for someone to come get a loan from you?
Yeah, I mean, we're closing deals in about 45 days right now. We have closed much quicker. I mean, we have a tremendous amount of volume, which is a great problem to have.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes a little bit longer. Sometimes deals are more complicated. We can still close less than that, depending on the loan size. So we've kind of adjusted here recently on, size of deals, size of relationships, on which deals have to go to loan committee, which deals have to go to board. So we're trying to speed up that process. But I would say just an average is 40 to 45 days. But with that, I always say with financials comes questions, right? So just because you submit your personal financial statement and rent roll, and hey, I mean, I'm an investor too, and I can't work here, unfortunately, do my deals. So, I mean, I'm on your all side as well with other banks, too, at times. So, just be prepared to have questions asked if you've got carry forward losses, or, you're
Sure.
showing, whatever on your tax returns, why does this show this? I mean, I assure you there will be questions, when you submit it. And we're just trying to make sure that we're documenting them. We've got examiners in here right now, actually, just like every institution does from time to time, that will review files, make sure you're doing things right. So we have to make sure we've got all the correct information, that we're cash flowing these correctly as well.
Right. So to kind of summarize, I mean, it's basically be prepared when you come to, a community bank, like be prepared with your financials and all that stuff. Be prepared with the deal financials, because it's going to go through the underwriting process. And I think one of the biggest takeaways too is that, I call you a lot of times when something's going on with the deal, and I'm like, hey, how can we spin this so that it gets approved? You know what I mean? Like even when we had that second position, I was like, how can we do this so that the committee sees this and really likes and approves this deal? Which, that if that isn't a teammate, like, I don't know what is, because you and I are talking about that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah. No, I'm like your loan counsel.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm your friend because I want this closed, because I get paid when it closes, right?
Yeah.
So I really want these to close.
Yeah. 100%.
So,
100%.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. I got some questions coming in in the comments here, but I only got you for a couple more minutes.
Sure.
I don't know, any other like parting advice for people, like when they're just getting started in this, maybe someone's calling you out of the blue and like it's kind of green. What kind of advice would you give somebody being on your side of the fence?
Yeah, just find out as much as you can. I mean, we want to see everything that you're looking at. I mean, the stuff that you're trying to obtain to evaluate whether this is a good deal or not. I'm happy to look at that as well with you. I mean, I can do some quick numbers on it. Now, I mean, I'm not saying, hey, every little detail, you call me up and we talk it over, but hey, if you've got a financial package and you're like, hey, I'm ready to pull the trigger on this, Heath, what do you think? I mean, this looks like something that you guys would approve, especially if there's any type of like rehab is being involved, or, there's a lot of deals now. It's ultra competitive, obviously, where you're having to do some type of value add. Just, hey, we've got I think we're going to put in, whatever, 5,000 a unit. We think we can take rents from here to here. Like, just kind of tell me your game plan. Like, hey, roll now is a little skinny, but here's the market. Here's some research that we've done that shows that a 2-bed, 1-bath rents for X in this area. Show that to me, because I don't know every area. I'm doing some loans in Tullahoma and even some places here outside of Louisville. Like, I may not know exactly what that street brings, but just give me all the information that you can. Just, if you do your homework and share it with me, most of the time we can figure it out.
Yeah. And I think too, that kind of crushes a limiting belief that some people have, because you funded a deal for us that had 21 units and only 6 of them were occupied. So we came to you with the game plan of like, hey, we're going to put $105,000 into this building, and we're going to lease these things out for $650 when they're done. And it's going to be cash flowing at this. And we had that whole plan when we brought it to you. And you were like, let's roll.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes my job a lot easier, because I'm looking at a lot of deals. So the more you can get me, and the easier, because sometimes Chad will be like, hey man, I do this, but can you put that in an email? Can you summarize some of this for me? because I'm looking at 4 of the deals after this. So that way I come back to like, oh, that's right. And then I'll add to it. I'm not asking you to do all the work, but just give me something to work with here that I can go and kind of, because a lot of times I'll just go to my CFO or I handle lending. I mean, we're not Chase, but we're $2.5 billion, something like that. So we're not tiny either.
Yeah.
But I do have some wiggle room there to go up to the guys that are making the decision and say, what do you think about this deal? So the more I have, the better.
Yeah. Cool, brother. So, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man.
Hey, I'm gonna drop an email in here for people that are looking for some finance. Do you want me to just send them to like a Tiffany, or you want me to give them your email, or you want me to give them like companies?
Yeah, you can send it to my email. I mean, I will say that we do loans in Kentucky, Indiana, and Tennessee, and we have to have at least one guarantor that has a primary residence in one of those markets.
Okay.
Cool. If that helps. I would love to work with everybody, but we're kind of bound by certain rules and regs here.
I won't tell everybody that's watching this to email you their deals. I'll let them know. Oh.
Okay. Sounds good. But I appreciate the opportunity. That was great. Thank you, Chad.
Thanks, Heath. I appreciate you taking the call.
All right, brother. See you, man.
Bye. I thought that would be helpful for you guys, kind of let you guys know what to be prepared with. So I think, one of the biggest things that came from that, and one of the things that I've seen is just, when you get a property, and you don't need to have all this figured out before we get to the LOI. So I didn't bring him in here to sort of shake the tree like, hey, you need to start calling community banks and have this relationship in place before you get to the LOI. You can do the LOI tomorrow. Okay. But when you get under contract, the debt is something that you need to figure out. So we're going to look at in Bowling Green and make some calls to some community banks that I don't have relationships with, again, because I'm doing this challenge with you guys. I want to start from scratch, but that debt and the property manager are probably the 2 biggest. Okay. So I thought that was helpful. I thought that was helpful. That's what I did. So let's go into, I'm going to just answer a couple questions. I'll share that contact for the lender. He's only in Kentucky, Indiana, and Tennessee. So if you guys are in any of those markets, you can have contact to that lender. And it was great insight. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I was kind of off the cuff. It wasn't really planned. I did it like this morning, but I thought it would be really valuable for you guys to hear from a lender that he's on your team. You guys hear that? Like, he's on your team. So and that's what today's about. And how long is due diligence? So typically due diligence, what I'll do on my LOI tomorrow is I'm going to do 45-day due diligence and a 45-day close. That's what I'm going to do on my LOI tomorrow. And tomorrow we're going to actually do the LOI together. Okay. But that's typically what I do. Yeah. Jason just said 30 to 45 days. You want to get longer if possible, but you got to know what's going to get the deal done. Okay. So next thing that we need to get in place for building the team is the property manager. Like, who's going to run this deal tomorrow? Okay. And, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this live. I'm gonna call this property manager and just go through some of the questions that I ask. I'm just gonna call this PM here and just go through, kind of vet him out a little bit. You're almost vetting the property manager now, or you are vetting the property manager. 4663. Let's do this live. Try and find somebody to manage this thing for us, because we don't want to take the phone calls and deal with the tenants. And
Hi, you've reached J.R. Smith with Exit Experience Realty. If you'll leave a short message of why you called, I'll get back to you just as soon as I can. Thanks. Have a great day.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, JR, this is Chad King. I'm actually looking at a deal in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and got your contact information and, as a potential property manager up there. So wanted to have a quick conversation with you as I'm making an offer on this property. If you could give me a call back, 615-569-8011. Again, that's 615-569-8011. Thanks so much. Talk to you soon. Bye. Just drop my cell phone in there again. Don't abuse it, guys, if you wrote it down. All right, let's do let's do a Google search here, and we're going to go property managers in Bowling Green. And guys, I would typically do this. Like, I mean, the reason I'm doing it live is just to show you guys that I'm doing it with you, because I didn't want to call and be like, hey, I got everything figured out. And you guys are like, well, how'd you do it? Like, this is what I'm doing, right? This is what I do here. Sky Property Management. I'm going to do multifamily here, because you don't want a single family. Oh, I can't spell this morning. Sky Property Management came up again. Let's call Sky Property Management. Oh, nice, beautiful apartment complex. Is this in Bowling Green? Yeah, it's Bowling Green. That's what I do. We're just going to call and vet them, see if they're interested. And then what I'm going to do is, the LOI is going out tomorrow, but next week, I'm probably going to be making a visit. I might even stream in here live when I go visit the property.
Sky Property Management. If you know your party's extension, please dial it now. For general inquiries or to schedule a showing, please press 1. If you are a current resident with questions regarding.
So next week, like I'm probably gonna go up to Bowling Green and start meeting with some people. You got to do that, and even if you're investing virtually, like you got to be able to hop on a flight and go to the market, sandwich all your meetings with brokers, with property managers. You want to just crunch that day so that you're walking properties, you're meeting with brokers, you're meeting with PMs. And then you want to ask these property.
Sky Property Management, this is Polly.
Hey, Polly, how you doing?
Good.
Good. My name is Chad. I'm so sorry for the call out of the blue, but I'm actually looking at a deal in Bowling Green, Kentucky. It's an apartment complex. And I do not have a property management relationship up there. And I was actually looking to build one or talk to somebody about their current portfolio and see if we might be the right fit for this property.
Okay. All right. Hang on just 1 second. Let me transfer you to our operations. Okay.
Okay. Is there someone in operations I should definitely speak with?
Wendy.
Okay. Thank you so much,
yes.
Polly.
You're welcome.
Bye. Gotta know who I need to talk to. Because then I call back. Like if I get a voicemail, I'm gonna get Wendy to talk. Let's go. Come on, Wendy. I got 50 people, more than 50 people watching me. Wendy, you better answer.
Hi, you've reached the voicemail of Wendy Levitt. Please leave me a message. Thank you for calling Sky Property Management.
Not as lucky as Tuesday. Hey, Wendy, this is Chad King. I'm actually reaching out. I just talked with Polly, but reaching out as an investor that's looking at an apartment complex in Bowling Green, actually in the offer phase and sort of working on the plan for the property. And I don't have a relationship with the property manager. So I was hoping to connect with you and just get a couple questions answered and see if we might be the right fit and talk about your management for apartments. If you could give me a shout back when you have a chance, 615-569-8011, 615-569-8011. Thanks so much. Talk to you soon, Wendy. Have a blessed one. All right, let's keep calling. We gotta get a conversation. But hey, listen, guys, this is all happening in this hour when I'm live, but these are all seeds that I'm going to get callbacks on throughout the day. So just because I'm not catching somebody live doesn't mean I'm not going to talk to Sky and vet them out. And hell, I might record it. If they start calling me back and after this, I might record it and drop it in this group so you guys can still see. Would that be helpful? If these property managers call me back later today, do you guys want me to, how many property managers would you vet? I am vetting, let me pull this up. I'm vetting probably 3 property managers in the market, and I'm looking for probably the best 3, and then I'm going to make a selection on those. Now we bought a property and we fired 2 property managers in the first 3 months of ownership. So I want you guys to know this ain't all sunshine and rainbows. Like you can have a property manager that is not able to execute the reposition and the game plan the way you want it. So just a story, like we closed on a building, the property manager had terrible books. The accounting was horrific. And we were trying to do this major reposition with all these contractors and we had to let her go. She was like horrific on the accounting side. And we hired a new property manager and they just didn't have the people to knock out the work orders and take care of the building the way we needed it to. So we fired that one. And the third one we got on there was a rock star. So we learned these lessons And I don't want to scare anybody. That's the one instance where we've had to fire two, but in our other buildings through this vetting, and honestly, the reason that it was one of my first deals and I didn't vet property managers the way I'm doing it right now. So I learned those lessons, and just take it from me that come vet these PMs. Okay. I saw, yes, I would drop it. Is that a yes to, if they call me later and I can record it for you guys, I'll drop it in this group. Bill, I hope that's okay, but I want them to hear these conversations live. So I'm going to drop it in that group. So, and you can do a little bit of homework on the websites too, guys. So property managers, 500 rental properties. Just give us a call. Sure, I'll give you a call. Let's see if they got any apartments. 9478. You guys got to be doing this in your market. If you haven't done this, this is what day 4 is about. Building the team. Property manager is probably one of the biggest teammates you need in addition to the lender.
Property manager, this is Jessica. How can I help you?
Hey, Jessica, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. My name is Chad, and I'm actually looking at a deal in Bowling Green. It's an apartment complex, and I do not have a property management relationship. I own some other stuff in other places, but I don't have a property manager in Bowling Green. And I didn't know if you guys even did apartment buildings.
We sure do. Yeah.
You
Let
do?
me get you over to the main leasing agent. Hang on just a second. You said your name was Chad.
Yeah. And who am I going to be talking to?
Her name is Megan, and let me grab your phone number just in case.
Sure.
What's your number?
My number is 615 569 8011. Megan. That's so right. Yep.
Okay. Let me see if I can grab her for you. Hang
Cool.
on just a second.
Awesome. So I got Megan at this one. I got Wendy that I need to talk to at Sky. And I haven't even called some of the other ones yet, but they do apartments. So I want to see what the rates are. How many apartments do they have? Do they do repositions? Hello? So you'll see some of the questions I ask. And then I'm going to ask about operating expenses per door, or do they know what that number is so I can refine my underwriting? I'm also going to ask, are they doing stuff in-house with turns? Do they have to sub everything out?
I apologize for your hold. This is Megan. How can I help you?
Hey, Megan, my name is Chad King. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. Hey, I am looking at a building in Bowling Green, and I'm down in Nashville, Tennessee, and it's a little 72 unit apartment complex, and we're not in the under contract just yet, but we might be, and I need to identify a property manager that might be able to help me manage this asset and potentially do a little bit of reposition. So I just had a couple questions.
Absolutely. Where's the property located at, Chad?
The property is actually on 1225 North Lee Street.
North Lee.
And I'd actually love a little bit of insight into that area if you know it pretty well. Being down in Nashville, I don't know it that well. So if you could tell me if if I should steer clear or if it's a decent area.
I get that. Me looking at the map, I knew North Lee kind of stood out to me. Probably not the best area. It is kind of getting over there to what I would call the rougher side of Bowling Green.
Okay.
But what I would like to do, if you don't mind, since this is a large investment that you're looking at, it's a big asset that you would be investing in, I would like to actually step back and let you talk to the owner of the company, which is going to be Bruce Spence.
Okay.
He'll be in, it'll be before lunch. He comes in 3 to 4 hours a day. He's been doing this for 30 years. He's more of a consultant to the company at this point. But he's definitely going to be the person that I'm going to want to have talk to you as far as this investment.
Okay.
What is a good phone number for you? And I'll have him call you back as soon as he gets in.
My phone number is 615
Okay.
569
Okay.
8011.
Okay, 615-569-8011.
Yep.
Okay, Chad, I will have Bruce give you a call just as soon as he gets in, okay?
Megan, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bill, if we send this recording out, you're going to have to bleep my phone number. You're going to have to bleep my phone number out of there if you start sending this out to people. I said it like 10 times already. So guys, that is Bruce Spence, the owner of that company, is going to call me back. And I'm going to do one more and then we'll move on. But guys, do you see, I mean, this is not, you can do this. This is building your team. And after you have these conversations, you know, after you have these conversations, you're going to feel a lot better about submitting the LOI tomorrow. Because now I know potentially who's going to be on my team on this reposition, and it'll make you feel better, which is why we did the days the way we did them. This is why day 4 is building the team, right? And those first 3 were blowing past your limiting beliefs and getting some deal flow. Let's call, you guys want to call one more. So we called Sky, we called Select. Let's call Mills. I actually wanted to call, you know who I wanted to call was, I never got a hold of Vanessa at, you guys remember Vanessa at CryLike? Let's see if I can get it. Let's see if I can get a hold of Vanessa at CryLike, who we talked to Kirk yesterday off of LoopNet. Crazy. On Tuesday, we talked to Kirk, and Vanessa was the person to talk to on the property management side. Since I had such a great conversation with Kirk, I'm going to see if I can get, where am I going here? Remember this? You guys remember this? Cold calling on Tuesday. How fun was Tuesday, huh? Tuesday was a great day. If you guys missed Tuesday and you're in here, go back and watch Tuesday. Man, we had a lot of fun, had some good conversations with some people, got some deals, caught a seller out of the blue, and he gave us an asking price. Tuesday was fine.
Hi, how can I help you?
Hey, I was looking to connect with Vanessa in the property management division.
Okay, hold on just a second.
Sure. There we go. Come on, Vanessa.
Welcome to CryLike Property Management. Please leave a message.
Hey, Vanessa, my name is Chad King, and I am actually looking at purchasing an asset up in Bowling Green, Kentucky. It's an apartment complex, and I'm looking for a property management connection that I can speak with about potentially managing this thing for us once we close. Just had a couple of questions for you, and wanted to just have a conversation. If you could give me a shout back, 615-569-8011. Again, that's 615-569-8011. I did talk to Kirk Tinsley this week, and he told me I definitely needed to speak with you. So had a good conversation with Kirk, and looking forward to talking to you. Thanks so much. I'll talk to you soon. All right. Not as lucky today on the answers, but we're good. People call you back, and you stay persistent. Like if I don't hear from these people, I'm probably going to give them another call tomorrow. But I should be getting some callbacks today. And what I'll do is I will drop those. Should have used a call reel number. Bill's already planning on it. All right, I'm going to. I will drop, if I get calls back, I'm going to drop those calls in the in this group, and I'll record them for you guys. Is that cool? Bill, not as many live answers today. I wish I could have gone deep with the property manager. Should I keep trying? I was about to switch over to calling banks. But I really want to make sure that I have a conversation with a property management. Let's try Mills real quick, guys. Let me try Mills property management. Website cannot be reached. Oh, never mind. Here it is. All right, Mills is going to be the one. Everybody cross your fingers. 781. This is what you need to be doing for the building your team day. This is going to be the homework, guys. The homework is to call some property managers.
Thank you for calling Mills Property Management. We are located at 1207 US 31W Bypass.
By the way, these are a great resource to find deals. Establishing relationships with property managers is a great way to find deals.
For a list of available properties, you may visit our website. Thank you for calling Mills Property Management. We are located at 1207 US 31W Bypass, next door to KFC. Our hours are Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and we are operating through our drive-through only. For a list of available properties, you may visit our website at www.millsproperty.com.
So they do apartments. I can see they do apartments.
If you have a maintenance request, please press 1. Just a reminder that maintenance requests do not include
apartment buildings.
Services. If you are locked out of your apartment, please call a locksmith. For information on leasing, applications, and available properties, please press 2. For accounting, press 3. For information on real estate, including buying and selling homes, press 4. And for information on the HUD income-based property at Greenwood Villa, please
I'm gonna
read.
go 2 here. Sorry, you guys got to stay on hold with me a little bit. Sometimes I don't want this time to be a little flat, but this is part of it if we're doing it live. Fingers crossed we can have a good conversation here.
This is Ann. May I help you?
Hey, Ann, how you doing?
Good. What
Good.
can I do for you?
My name is Chad King, and I am looking at an apartment complex in Bowling Green, Kentucky. And I am ashamed to say I don't have a relationship there yet with a property manager that manages apartment buildings. And I didn't know if Mills would potentially fit that mold. And I didn't know who I need to talk to have a conversation about that.
A conversation about us managing something for you?
Yeah, about managing an apartment complex.
Okay. That would be Jason, and he's in a meeting right now.
Okay.
So is it okay if I get your phone number and I'll have him give you a call?
Yes, you can have my phone number. You ready for it?
Uh-huh.
It's 615-569-8011.
And do you mind telling me what you're looking to buy something or?
Correct. Yeah, I do have a property identified. Well, I am open. If I don't know if you guys sell apartment complexes. I'm open to looking at more, but I have identified a building that I'm actually in negotiations on, and before I close, I want to check this box and make sure that I have somebody that I know can manage it. So yes, I have a property identified.
How many units are in it?
72.
Okay.
Is that? You might know the portfolio. I know Jason's the guy to talk to, but is that something that you guys would manage?
I'm just the leasing manager, so
Got it.
I'm
No worries.
trying to get information, but
Sure.
that would be something that would fit his criteria. Yes.
Got it. Understood.
Are you comfortable giving me an address, or is this it? Or
I can give it to Jason when he calls me back.
okay, I will give him a message as soon as he's out of the meeting.
Thank you, Ann. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Have a blessed one. All right. We got some callbacks that are coming. So what I do, I got probably 4 between Vanessa, between Megan at Select, between Wendy at Sky, between Ann at Mills, and between Vanessa at Crylike. That's 4 potential property managers that I'm going to vet. Okay. So when you guys are saying like, and there's property managers in every market that's tertiary, secondary, or primary. There's property managers like this. So that's the homework for today. Now, I get what you guys are probably like, well, I didn't hear what questions you asked. So I'm going to record the calls when they come back in. If I have some couple conversations today, I will drop those recordings in there. Bill, you have to bleep my phone number out probably 50 times today. I hope today was beneficial. I know we didn't get anybody on the phone, but I hope you guys see kind of what you need to do as far as building the team.